Hi guys, my name is Tammy and this is the Rusted Willow, and we're going to jump right into DIY number one. Oh, and by the way, there's only one. Okay, you're going to love this. So I purchased this dresser at Goodwill for 20 bucks. Yes, I finally found a $20 dresser. Now, I did a really simple makeover because this beauty is going to be going in my craft room and I am going to be using it to store some of my craft supplies. I'm getting rid of tables and putting in more furniture type things so things don't pile up. So here I am just showing you that we are using this citrus stripper, and the whole thing is covered in this navy paint. I put the stripper on and then I covered it in saran wrap because I was stripping two things at the same time. And when we peeled it back, it was white, but it was ready to go. So now my daughter's helping me out with this. She wanted to scrape the paint off because, well, we all know that's the most satisfying part, right? And she had to take that glory away from me, but that's okay. And yes, I realize she's scraping the wrong direction, but all is not lost. I still have to sand down the top, so it's okay. So once I get her scraping the correct direction, she's like, Mom, this plastic scraper is not working. So we do get her a real scraper. She hasn't worked on a lot of furniture, so I wanted to make sure that she didn't damage it any more than it already was. So anyway, got her going the right direction, got all of that goop taken off the top, and look at that beautiful, beautiful finish. All right, guys, today is Third Thursday Thrift Flips, and Elizabeth from Southern Gmore Gals and myself, Tammy from the Rusted Willow, we host this once a month on every third Thursday of the month. So if you would like to join us, please send us a message on Instagram or reach us by email or however you want to reach us, and we'll get you added to the chat and you can join us. Okay, guys, I am now filling the wood, fill in the holes because some of the wood on top was kind of damaged. And then after I use the wood filler to go over all of the damaged parts, I use my sander and I am just sanding down the top. And it is such dark wood. I have no idea what kind of wood it is. So if you know, leave a comment down below and let me know. But this wood is super dark when I get it sanded down, and I just love it. And I wanted to just kind of stain it clear, put a clear coat on it so that it didn't get any darker. But I went ahead and I used the ebony, and I think it just turns out gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Now, when you're using stain, even though you shake it, make sure you still stir it, because I've learned the hard way that some of the pigment is down at the bottom, and especially if you're using like a matte finish, all of that mixture that makes it matte is down at the bottom. Otherwise, your piece will be left glossy or the stain will be blotchy. It won't cover correctly. So make sure you stir it real well. Okay. So here I'm just showing you, I'm using this ebony stain by Minwax, and I am just putting it all over the top. And I almost sanded it down again and made it just natural because it was already so dark on its own, but it is gorgeous. I love it. I love it both ways. I couldn't decide, honestly. Oh, it's a hard decision. So with this piece, I could have went several different ways with it. I just did a simple makeover. I think I'm still going to add some legs to it because I wanted to do that. I just ran out of time and I couldn't decide which legs to purchase, honestly. And the ones I wanted were like $8 a piece. So I'm going to have to look on Amazon to see if I can't get them a little cheaper. So, okay, so then I take my sander after I stain the top and I sand the drawers down because the drawers had a lot of paint built up on them. This dresser had been painted several times. There's like a ugly green underneath this navy color, and the drawers weren't moving in and out like they should. So I sanded it down really well. And then I used my crud cutter and I scrubbed this dresser from top to bottom because it was dirty. Now, some of you said, or are going to probably tell me, you should have cleaned it before you started. Well, I'm not going to clean it before I start because I'm sanding it. So I'm not going to clean until after I'm done sanding. That's how I do my stuff. So I'm going to do my stuff my way. You do your stuff your way. You do you. Okay, now I'm going to use this Annie Sloan paint. This is the first time I've ever used Annie Sloan, and let me tell you what. First of all, I need to get a nicer brush. This is a plaid brush, and it does okay, but it leaves behind a lot of little hairs, like they're falling out constantly. And it does all right, but man, this Annie Sloan paint is nice. Oh my goodness. I don't know where I can buy that around here where I live. I purchased this in Waco. I stopped at the Findery, which is across the street from Magnolia, and they were having a sale on their Annie Sloan paint. All of it was 50% off, so I purchased a crap ton. Yes, that's my technical term. Now, they only had a few big quarts left, otherwise, and I purchased pretty much all of them. I think I got 4 quarts, and that's all they had left, and the rest were just like little sample sizes. So gosh, I wish I'd have bought more because, man, I love that Annie Sloan paint. Now I know why it's so expensive, because it's so good. Oh, okay. Anyway, totally worth the money. Totally worth it, guys. Okay, so now I remove the hardware, and I'm just putting in these cable ties so that I can open and shut the doors. Now, or drawers. Now, I've never seen anybody do this, but this is my method. Because they were still kind of sticking, and I'm just showing you. This is the cable tie, this is how I put it in, and that's what I'm using to be able to open the drawers after I get them painted. So, and of course all the knobs came off except for the 3rd drawer, and the screws were stripped on that one, so my husband had to come and give me a hand with that one. But anyway, so then I just started painting the front and getting that put on there. And oh my gosh, I cannot say enough about this paint. Why have I not been using this paint? I love my Fusion paint, don't get me wrong, but I kind of hoard it, and I don't use it all the time because I don't know what I'm saving it for. I guess the apocalypse, I don't know. I'm going to have to get it out and start using my stuff. But anyway, I love my Fusion paint, but this Annie Sloan paint, wow. Okay, that's enough about that. All right, guys, I just wanted to tell you that the playlist and Elizabeth's channel will be listed down below in my description box, as well as next month we will be picking a guest host from all of the participants this month. So if you're thinking about participating, you should do so. You might be chosen as a guest host for the next month. And I mean, Christmas in July, thrift flips, guys. I cannot wait for July. I'm so excited. Anyway, so I got so many ideas for thrifting in July, and I've already done a bunch of thrift flips that aren't even Christmas, so I don't know what I'm going to do with those. I guess save them for August, but anyway. So I'm just continuing to put on the first coat, and it goes on really quickly. Now, when you guys are redoing furniture, what do you use to be able to open the drawers on your dresser? I'm just curious. Do you put something in there? Do you leave the knobs on? I mean, sometimes I paint over the knobs if that's the look I'm going for, but that's not the look I was going for on this one. So, I mean, it's a pretty plain Jane dresser, and I could have done a lot more to bling it out, like add some wood detail to the front. I could add like the legs, but I am going to add a transfer here in a little bit that I found in Canton, Texas. Oh my gosh, I love it. It is so gorgeous, and it is so me, and I am just in love with the transfer. So wait till you see that. Okay, so here I am. I'm just putting on the second coat. So after I let the first coat, I let it sit for 24 hours, and then I put on the second coat. And guys, that's all it needed. Literally, like 2 coats. And the first coat wasn't even a thick coat. So I just put on 2 light coats and we were golden. Now I'm picking out hairs from this brush. So I'm going to be investing in some nicer furniture brushes so that I can get a better, smoother finish. I did have some brush strokes in my paint. So what I did was I sprayed down the front of the dresser and I just went over it with 320 grit sandpaper, because that's the I don't know, the lowest grit I had was 320, so, or was 320. I need to get some 400 and some 600 probably. But anyway, so after I used water, so I sprayed it down and then I lightly sanded over it to get rid of the brush strokes, and that worked wonders. And then I used this Annie Sloan paint and I watered it down really, really well. And then I just went over the dresser with this watered down paint because I didn't need to put on a whole nother coat. So I just wanted to do a little bit of touch up just to kind of cover up some of those sanding marks that were made on the dresser, because I did paint this in, I think it's called Paloma Gray. Anyway, and it just, that's all it needed. That's all it needed. So then I am going over the top with this polyacrylic, and again, make sure you stir it up real nice. Oh, and my husband is photobombing my video. He is telling me that he found these pictures. They're like, what do you call it? Like drafting drawings of fire hydrants and a fire helmet. He accused me of throwing them in the trash, and I said, babe, I would never throw your stuff away. You probably didn't even buy it, and I didn't pay any attention to what he bought because I was buying paint at the store, and I can't remember what kind of paint it was. What kind of paint was it? I'm thinking. Annabella or something? I don't know. Anyway, I haven't used it yet. Anyway, I was buying paint at the store and some sea salt mixture. I don't know. Anyway, when I put on polyacrylic, I use this sponge. It's a round sponge. I have it linked in my Amazon store down below in my description box, and 2 come in a pack, and I love putting this on with these sponges. It works so incredibly well. Okay, so here I am. I'm putting on this beautiful transfer. Now, as some of you know, I am a Native American, and I love the ocean. And guys, this transfer has arrows and seashells and beautiful roses. Oh, I just love it. Like, I cannot get enough of this transfer. Now, we just happened across this store, and I think it was in my haul. I haven't posted that video yet. Sorry. You'll be getting it soon. Anyway, so in my video, when I do post the haul, I tell you where I get this transfer. So they had them at this store, and they were 20% off. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just buy one just to try it, because I loved the arrows and I loved the seashell, and gorgeous. It comes with 3 different ones in this Hokus Pokus, and it's called Hokus Pokus brand transfers, which I'd never seen before or even heard of. I really took my time in measuring this out. I wanted it centered between the 2 middle drawers of this dresser. So I laid out the middle drawers on the floor, and I then centered the transfer on those middle drawers. And then I went to town burnishing it down. Now, it took a little bit of doing. I started at the top and worked my way to the bottom. And then as you can see that the transfer is releasing from the the top layer of plastic that it's stuck to. I pull the corners back just to check it, just to see where I'm at, just to make sure that I didn't miss anything. And then I continue to burnish down and I continue to check. And then I just do this over and over until I feel like I've got it all burnished down onto the drawer or drawers. And then because I am doing this in the center of 2 drawers, where the drawers then, I don't know, where there's the gap between the 2 drawers, I make sure to do that edge really well. Okay, now with these transfers, it came with a white glove. Yes, a white glove. And it says to go over the transfer with the white glove, wipe it down really well, and just to make sure that all of the corners are pressed down. So I did that, and you can see that some of the transfer came off on the white glove, and that's all. That's all there is to it. So now I am going ahead and putting a coat of polyacrylic on the top of those drawers. I already have done the rest of the dresser. I just needed to do those drawers again since I put the transfer on. All right, now I got this shelf liner from Dollar Tree, and it is the faux marble. And I always cut off the little jagged edge that, you know, at the beginning of the roll. So I cut that off, and then here I am. I'm just doing my, what do you call it? Measurements. Oh my goodness. I don't know why words are so hard, guys. When we do these voiceovers, it's like we turn on record and our brain is like, oh, you're recording? Okay, well, I'm just going to stop working right now. And that's exactly how it works. I don't know why. Okay, so anyway, I do my measurements. I cut this down, and y'all know how to do shelf liner. And then I put the shelf liner in the drawers, and it looks gorgeous. Now, the inside of these drawers, even though the outside of this dresser was pretty beat up, the inside was perfect. These drawers were immaculate. All I had to do was vacuum them out. I did wipe everything down with a crud cutter, but the insides were clean. There was no smell, clean. Oh, look, I put the handle on and I'm just showing you, look, it works. So now you know I know how to use a screwdriver and put the knobs on. Okay, so my daughter is putting on the rest of the knobs. She wanted to help her mom this weekend. So, I mean, it's always good to teach these kids how to put things together and redo stuff. I'm always telling her how to redo stuff, and she's like, yeah, Mom, I know. She doesn't know. She doesn't know crap, just like any other kid. Okay, guys, I just wanted to remind you, don't forget to go over and visit Elizabeth's channel if you have not done so already at Southern Gmore Gals, and it's Southern Gmore Gals. Okay, and I will have the link to the playlist down below as well as Elizabeth's channel. I hope you enjoyed this makeover. I absolutely love this dresser. This is how it turned out. I hope you like it too. Let me know if you would have done something different. But this is in my craft room. Now I'm not going to show you any other part of my craft room because it is a complete and total disaster. That'll be in another video. But I did move out a table that had piles and piles of craft stuff on it. And I'm going to say stuff instead of crap because my husband calls it craft crap. Anyway, say that 10 times fast. And this is how my dresser turned out. So I did not take the backing off the shelf liner because if my stuff that I put in there messes it up, I won't have to worry about ripping it off and replacing it. I can just pull it out, replace it real easy. So there you go. And that's with the knobs on there. I love how it turned out. That's how I styled it on top, and that's probably how it's going to stay because I like to see my craft supplies. So I have my pearls and my nautical rope and my jute string, or not really jute string, jute rope, honestly. I have some pretties that were my mom's, my wooden spoon collection, and some finials. Just everything I love is right there on top of that dresser. And here is a project coming up. Wait till you see this makeover. It is going to be amazing. And also here's another project. So these will be coming up in my next thrift flips. So I hope you have a great weekend and you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.